Is it just me, or do those gems look shinier? Like, do they look nicer? Is Am I losing it, or have they updated that? I don't know. I think it looks fantastic. Let me know what you guys think. How's it going, everybody? Monkey Nuts here, and we are back in MineMogul. Looks like we have some new changes to the menu here. Up at the top right-hand corner, we have the latest news button. That's awesome. And we've also got the ability now to have multiple save games. Okay, we're right back where we left off. Let's see what's changed in here. Tab now says open the inventory button. We can see the change in the icons. Okay, hitting escape takes us to the pause menu here. Resume game, load game, settings, main menu. Okay, so here's where we can clear the physical objects now. Disable HUD. Ooh, okay. I didn't realize I could do that. Unstuck. Turn off all auto miners. I'm going to do that. Because today, we are going to rebuild all of this. I'm going to keep the same setup for the little processing area here. What I do want to change, though, is well, how all of these belts converge over here, and our sorting system is going to move over here instead of over here. I also believe I'm going to just make a 3-tiered sorting system over here. Pro tip for you guys, if you're going to be moving a lot of stuff around, you can set up a sorter off to the side to throw your gems and bars in if you don't want to lose them. If you're doing testing or anything like that and you're clearing ores often, or clearing the physical objects often, you could put them inside of here and they won't clear. Okay, let's see. That is the sorter finished, everybody. We've got all of the inputs plugged in. And the way I've done this is the 3 miners, so this one here, this guy kind of hidden back there, and the one up top, meet up right here. They get processed over here, and they get stuck onto the same belt as the gold and the copper cave. So the gold and the copper cave all go through this bottom belt here. The 4 miners here, and then these 2 here and here, all go through this belt, which is the second tier. And then the final tier is that back cave. So everything is sorted right here. All that's left is to get the 6 inputs here into these 5 plate makers. And I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do that yet. Going to start working on that right now. All right, folks, I think we have it all figured out now. I gotta fire it all up and make sure it does work and that my sorting is okay here. I've also need to ensure that I hooked up each of these top 2 tiers to their own area here. Polisher, then plate maker. I need to change that back to how it was originally. The only one that I combined was this bottom one. Combines into one belt and then snakes back out of there and heads up to this one here. If that doesn't work, I'll have to add more splitters or something in here. But let's fire it up and see how everything works. Turn all miners on and let's go. Don't think I need these anymore, but I'm going to put them here just in case. Oh, and I didn't hook that up. Oh, and this guy is facing the wrong way. What's happened here? Alright. Gotta be quick about fixing this now. Gotta get a new sorter in there. Come on. Boom. Let's get the gems installed. Here's one. Where's the diamond? Give me the diamond. Yeah. I thought I went through and checked all those, that they were facing the right direction first. And that way all the coal goes past the polisher. Oops, something feels wrong. I'm getting a little stuttery. I don't know. Actually, so far everything looks good. I need you. Still need one more diamond. How do I want to split this? I feel like that's the way to do it. I feel like that's not the way to do it. That didn't really work there. What I could do is throw one of those on there. One of these. And one of those. And one of these. And one of these. One of those. And spin this. Because that was not working. Boom. Spin it. There we go. No. It was supposed to go to the next one, not that one. And I would just call that a three-way splitter. And every now and then that one's going to fall over to there. Okay. Definitely need to do a little bit of work on how I've got this built-ed. Just not really seeing where to do the work. Finally found a diamond. I made a mess. Let's get these guys back over to there. Everything is still moving really smooth. Just gonna run around real fast. Make sure we don't have big piles on the ground anywhere. Everything over here is looking good. Everything down here is looking good. Yeah. Some of these are standing straight up and down, it looks like. Down the bridge. I don't see anything on the ground over here. Did have a little bit of a backup right here earlier, but it seems to have cleared itself up. I think it might have been a little bit of a fluke. Because everything seems to be working pretty smooth now. All of this is looking good. Yeah. Alright, folks, there's the new splitter setup. Everything's working pretty smooth. I do need to still balance this a little bit. It looks like I've put too many things going on to that bottom belt. Actually, one way I could deal with that is to move this up one belt. Actually, I can do that right now. Just throw a little 90 on here. Go the right way, and then one of these guys. And that is actually gonna help this a lot. Yeah, everything's still running smooth. Let's see, we've got 726 active physical objects. And that's my goal here, is to keep those physical objects to a minimum because of my potato PC. So trying to get things from point A to point B in the fastest way possible, while also condensing these as fast as possible into ingots instead of having it flow through the map as ores everywhere. Now, having said that, I could add a lot more production in. I just don't see a need for it. Like, I could throw another smelter in here to turn everything that comes out of these two into bars right here, and they wouldn't have to travel all the way around the corner here and over to this smelter. But I feel like that's a rather small distance to have to add another production area just for those two, especially when things are working so smooth already. If I had more issues with the frames, I would definitely throw more smelting areas in. But for now, I mean, this is doing it. Let me try to get a higher look up here so you guys can just see all the stuff falling down. I like watching all the stuff falling down. Well, mainly the coal. Yeah, these chutes work pretty good. And then this here is... I do keep getting a little back up here because of this belt, and I don't know what to do about that because there's nothing I can put there that will get that support to disappear. And it does hold up these coals here a little bit, but they do eventually make it into the hopper. I haven't seen any problems where they're overflowing onto the ground. And actually, I can't even... There's so many belts here, I can't even get in there to see the ground. But it does appear to be working fine, so I don't fix it if it isn't broken. Oh, there's a coal. How'd you get over here? You know, I probably should have a belt. It's not going to let me place one there, is it? Adding a belt there is just going to help for when the hopper gets over full, so it doesn't overflow onto the ground. Alright, everything's still working pretty smooth if I get rid of this. Aha! I can get through there. The problem now is this. I need to change this up a little bit. Yeah, I don't want them to come over here anymore. So let's give that a shot for a while and see what that does, but I think that's going to be what we needed there. Probably a straight one, to be honest. So now that these aren't ending up over here, it should alleviate that. Now that this belt has seen a massive reduction in the traffic on it, we should see that one get better. The sorter finished. Everything's running nice and smooth. I'm not dropping any frames. I did a little bit of tweaking here just to separate these belts a little bit better. I'm going to have to do more work on that for a future video. But for now, this is working great. I've got good frames. There's nothing on the ground anywhere. If you guys would like to see more MineMogul content, hit that like and subscribe button. Every Monday, I publish a new MineMogul video for what I'm calling MineMogul Mondays. If you guys have any suggestions for my system here, I would love to hear it. Put it down there in the comments. I'm Monkey Nuts. Till next week, have a good one, everybody.